Good morning, everybody. You are listening to The Cindy Cochran Show, and I am so happy that you're here. There's so many people that are excited about today, and I don't think it's because of the sound of my voice. I think it's the sound of my guest voice that's going to be coming up soon. Bob Smiley is in the house. He's actually here. He's not sick. He's not hurt. He's just, except for the cough. And we have a cough button now. And I haven't used it once. I've missed every time I've coughed. I've missed it. I don't get enough warning. I'm getting ready to cough, and so, but we have it now. Anyway, so I hope everybody's day is going great. It is the most beautiful day here in Montgomery County. It's amazing. I mean, you cannot be upset about anything. And I hope everybody has settled down from last night. Poor protesters having to be out and walk the streets and protest and you know, I just think sometimes they do it for something to do, and it's fun. There were so many people there to protest the fact that Donald Trump is now the president-elect of the United States. And, in fact, I think right now, or it may be over, the meeting may be over, he came to meet with Obama this morning. So, and Obama and Hillary Clinton have been so kind, so cordial in their speech about, her concession speech was very kind, very generous and all. And Obama came out, even in the Rose Garden, and talked about how we have got to come together. And the big thing that's been honored all these years is a peaceful transfer of power. And he remembered how it was with when George Bush was there and they came in and they took over and everybody was real nice and really great. Now, it wasn't so great whenever George Bush came into power and they walked in and all the W's had been removed from the typewriters and stuff. And, keyboards, sorry. Typewriter. Boy, did I just date myself. Okay. And that wasn't very nice, but they thought that would be a funny way to stick it to them. But anyway, this so far has been great from the leader's standpoint. I think people that are still upset, they're having a hard time letting go of the fact that, we will have a woman president. Why in the world anybody would doubt that? We're going to have a woman president. We've got to get the right woman up there. It's going to be great. I want a woman president. I think that will be wonderful, and it will happen. And I'm sure, there's a lot of little girls right now that know that they can run for president and be that as well. And so it's all going to work out fine, but we've got to be able to calm it down and try and give this guy a chance. He's different, and he's as different as probably that the woman would have been in there. We've got a businessman that's never had any kind of political experience at all. And here he is. He came up through the ranks and beat all these people. And now what they're saying, the pundits are saying this, is that for the first time, someone has heard the voice of the rural people and the people that usually they're working too hard to get out to, be vocal or to protest or anything like that. But someone heard them. Someone heard their cry, and he did. And Paul Ryan did a great thing, congratulating Donald Trump the other day, and they've had their differences. And he was saying that he heard the voice that no one else has heard before. And I'm sure people thought he was hearing voices in his head, but this was like legitimate. These people were crying out for someone to help them. And now he's come along, and there's going to be some differences, of course, like we always are. Well, and we'll get back to normal. I know everything will settle down. Boy, the stock market came back crazy. Everybody thought, oh, no, the sky is falling because the stock market was falling. But, they are as based on emotion as everybody else. It's just amazing. And you think, give it a rest. Wait a minute. Wait for it. But it all came back. So we're going to be fine. And everybody just will keep their calm. And that's what the president was trying to tell everybody. And I don't know if the kids from college that get on the street and protest really would stop and say, hey, guys, the president just said, let's calm down and let's be calm and understanding and open our mind and know that we have to give this guy a chance, the new guy a chance. Do you think they have those kind of conversations? I don't think so. I think, they say, let's go party in the street, and we'll say it's a protest, and we can walk down the street, and disrupt the traffic. It'll be so much fun. Okay, so they've done it. We don't know if it's going to continue. And there wasn't as much violence as everybody thought there would be. That was shocking. I mean, a couple of people got on top of a car and bashed in some poor guy's window that probably was a libertarian. And he goes, why would you do that to me? But it's going to be okay. But that's exactly why I wanted to have Bob here, was to help lift our spirits and make us really forget about all of that, or just see the funny side of it, however he wants to state it. And that's what we love about Bob, because he can look at it. I mean, he wrote stand up about standing in line at Kroger's and found how funny that is when people pull out their checkbook and they pull out other coupons. He even found the funny side of that. So that's why we want him here. But I got to tell you what has amazed me, and I can't wrap my head around these people. They keep saying, I'm going to leave if this person becomes president, because there were so many that said they were going to leave if George Bush became president. They didn't leave. And now we've got like De Niro, Streisand, Cher, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of them that said he can't win. If he wins, I'm moving. I'm already buying land in Canada or whatever. And it was really funny. I was watching CNN, and this one guy said, I just went to Canada's immigration website, and it's crashed. They've had such an influx of people saying that they want to move to Canada. And I go like, wow, that's spectacular. And if they want to leave, those people, especially, most of the people are not has-beens, but they're just not as popular right now. And so it got them some attention, but now are they going to follow through with it? And I don't think they're going to. I think they'll probably say, well, I'll give them a few months and we'll see if everything goes to hell in a handbasket, and then we'll make a decision. But I don't think that's going to happen if everybody just step back, take a breath, and it's going to be okay. And the thing about somebody who wins, and like Donald Trump, is just the epitome of, if you look at boxers and the people that are getting ready to go into the championship fight, and they're talking smack about each other. I mean, they are just horrible. This guy don't know what he's doing. I'm going to have him out in the front. You need to go through all that. And they do all that, just, pounding their chests and all. And then as soon as that same person wins, he becomes the meek, mild, well, he really had me against the ropes, and I'm so honored that I was able to be in the same ring with that guy. And for me to win, I can't believe I won. And all, and they get they're real generous at that point. So it's funny when winners are like that. You're glad. You don't want them to, gloat or anything like that. And Trump did not gloat, and everybody thought for sure this guy, any guy that's going to break with that tradition, he would. He did not. He came out and he was very generous, and he said, "And you who did not vote for me, don't like me or whatever, I'm reaching out to you and I'm asking for your help, and it would be great if you could, let's be friends. Let's get through this." And of all people, when he goes and sits down with Obama, and the things that Obama had just said, I mean, like maybe 72 hours before this happened about him, and then they turn around and go like, "Well, hi, brother, so good to see you," and they hug. Maybe they'll hug it out. Maybe they'll teach us what forgiveness is all about. Yeah, that would be great if we could learn forgiveness from the politicians. How wonderful this world would be. But we do learn, I'm sure, the fact that why God said, pray for the leaders of the land, because these guys need so much prayer, and more prayer probably than usual. So if you're a praying person, that would be a great thing to maybe help you get through this, and maybe help you realize there's more important things in life. We all woke up this morning, and the kids are not in the hospital, and I'm not in the hospital, and we're breathing in and out regularly, and our names didn't show up in the obit. So I think that there's a lot to be thankful for, and that we can move forward. But I'm going to kind of introduce my guest in a way that I thought was so funny because I was thinking about the Canada thing and everybody wanting to move to Canada if Trump became the president. And lo and behold, I go to bobsmiley.com, and up on his front of his page is the coolest page you'll ever see in the whole wide world. I mean, you go like, what did I just happen upon? It is so Hollywood. You feel like you're looking at, this is the trailer for some new movie, but it's great. And there it was. It says Bob on Canada. And so apparently, because, Bob travels everywhere and he's, wanted everywhere. And Bob's sitting over there being so modest.
I don't know if wanted is the best way to put it. That doesn't really paint the picture. I'm not supposed to talk yet, but.
No, you're not. Now you spoiled it for everybody. And by the way, I want to say hi to Chris Rossetti and to Dennis O'Connor and Don Wilson, the people that...
Are those our 3 listeners?
Yes,
okay,
today.
Great.
Anyway, I hope. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, I think we've got all 3 in there right now. But special shout-outs because they're so sweet. They always, they'll comment or call in. And Chris, I haven't heard from in a long time, but I knew if you were on, we got him. Chris will be here because Chris loves Bob. Anyway, so I want you to listen to this. And then we're going to go to a break, and we'll come back live with Bob Smiley. But this is Bob on Canada.
Oh, I just realized you wanted me to play the video. You didn't. Okay.
See?
Are we live still?
We're live.
Okay.
We're live.
This is great.
This is great.
I've been doing podcasts a lot, so this is like, this is now like a podcast.
Yes. You want me to start that again? So,
she had like a 4-minute lead up to it.
Here's Bob. Anyway, bobsmiley.com, and you can hear it all live right there. So he'll find it. No, he knew I was going to call for it, but I just didn't say in the first segment, second segment, or something like that. So I'm sorry, Richard. Here it is.
I flew to Canada. I got in trouble in Canada because I love Canada, but when I got there, I got in trouble because they asked me a question at the border. And see if I flew to Canada. I got in trouble in Canada because I love Canada, but when I got there, I got in trouble because they asked me a question at the border. And see if you're with me on this. Hello, do you have any guns? Or, hello, do you have any guns with you? That is 2 different questions. I'm from Texas. What am I going to say? Right? That's ridiculous. He goes, do you have any guns? I was like, yep. He goes, what? I go, yeah. He goes, how many do you have? I was like, I think I have 18. And whoa. Yeah. I will say this about Canada. They do have free health care because I got a thorough examination.
Okay, guys, that was just a tease of what's coming up, all right? So sit back, listen to these, these PSAs. You'll enjoy them so much. And, Bob, it won't be a hard act to follow. It's going to be okay. They're PSAs. All right, we'll be right back with Bob Smiley in the house. The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer over 26 different services free for all ages, from karate, dance, drug and alcohol classes, anger management, parenting, food and clothing pantries, to just name a few. We are supported solely by volunteers and private donations. Our main mission is to glorify God in all that we do. At Heaven's Army, we strive to be a hand up, not a handout. Come check us out at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas, or call for more information at 281-689-5864. You may also learn more about Heaven's Army by visiting our website at heavensarmyofresources.com.
SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County is a 501c3 all-volunteer-based rescue and adoption organization with a no-kill policy for healthy and adoptable animals. Our goals are fourfold: to rescue and rehabilitate homeless animals, to provide a safe haven for the animals until a suitable adoption or foster care home is found or until they are reunited with their owner, to educate the public about the great need to reduce pet population, which includes the importance of having their pets spayed and neutered, and to further the cause for humane and responsible pet ownership, and to provide a low-cost spay-neuter clinic for people who are unable to afford to spay or neuter their pets otherwise. SPCA PetSnap of Montgomery County encourages you to think adoption first. You can contact us at www.spcaofmc.com.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South First Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial, and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Oh, and how true, how true. Thank you guys for being with us. I know some of you coming in saying, okay, now she stopped talking, now it's time to listen to Bob. That's exactly right, because I'm just going to sit back and laugh. That's all I have to do.
Well,
Isn't
it's good that there's
horrible?
no pressure.
That's what I was going to say. Do people do that to you? Like, could you be funny?
All the time.
Oh, man.
All the time, especially on planes. Whenever they say, what do you do for a living? I don't say I'm a comedian anymore, but like the early days, like they would say, what do you do? And I just, like be settling in and trying to figure out how to do the seatbelt, before the announcement. And then I'd say I'm a comedian. Oh, tell me a joke. That's the first thing. Nowadays, I just say, well, write a check. That's my job, and write me a check, and it needs to have a comma in it, and then I'll start cranking out the jokes.
I love it.
Stuff.
That's good. Welcome, Bob Smiley.
Thanks. I like the new office. I'm glad you told me it was the cough button, because I left my house without my glasses, and so I kept pushing it thinking it was coffee. Speaking of, let's just jump right into that. I get a text at like 4 a.m. Cindy had been up for 2 hours already and was ready for lunch, and what kind of coffee do you like? And I was like, oh, how sweet that she's going to have coffee for me. So were you just like randomly taking a poll? What kind of coffee people like?
Yeah, I should have said whenever I thought about it. If he comes in, it's not there, and I'll just say, I was just wondering what you like for coffee.
Yeah, just take it
I never said I'm
random.
going to go buy one. No, I was going to have it here, but I got here and Richard started yelling at me about stuff, and so then I had to deal with that.
And you had to look up on excuse.com to see what you were going to use.
Yes,
and,
I told her she's full of them today.
Yeah, she definitely.
The dog didn't work? Okay, so I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, I was awake early anyway. I was unpacking all my stuff and I had to call Canada and tell them I wasn't coming.
They said, we can't take you. It's too full. It's too busy right now.
There's too long of a line. That bit that you played is funny because, and I don't know if I shared this on the show before, but that was a true story. And the part that I didn't put in was the church was supposed to be sending a letter to the border to say, hey, he's coming in, because that makes it a lot easier to cross the border. And two things that I don't tell on stage, but one, there was it was during hunting season, and Canada has some of the best hunting. And so there were guys unloading guns right next to me. Like they were checking their guns in, and I was so tired. I just landed, and the guy goes, do you have any guns? And without even thinking, I was like, yeah. And so that part is all true. But the other part was, he goes, so what are you doing? I said, I'm going to church to do comedy. And he goes, well, okay, let me hear your act. And I was like, what? And he goes, yeah, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but like you say you're coming in to do comedy. Let me hear your act. And because otherwise I was just some random guy trying to get across the border. So I start doing my act, and he's just standing there like stone faced, just not laughing. It was like a family reunion. And he goes, after about 4 minutes, he goes, so you got anything else? And I was like, man, come on, this is my... And then he cracked up and he goes, no, I'm just messing with you. That stuff was really funny. I just saw an opportunity to mess with you. So he turned out to be really cool, but it was a very interesting time.
And so I'm glad you weren't physically searched or anything.
Yeah, no, they weren't. But the last time I went to Canada, I landed in the States and I rented a car. And because I have elite status, they upgraded me to a brand new Charger. Which was because that's one of my dream bucket lists is one day I'll own a Charger. And so I'm driving it into Canada and I'm like, this is the coolest life. I was happy. And I pulled in and they saw my car and they waved me over. And I've never had this happen. They waved me over into the garage. They have these garages with these big doors. And so they open these big doors, you pull in, and then they close the garage door.
Yikes.
And they come over with the dogs and they pulled me out. I had to put my hands on the desk and they had to go through my whole Charger and everything. Because evidently, I guess people are stealing cars and then taking them into Canada. And these were brand new, it was a brand new Charger.
Yikes.
So I had to sit there while they went through each DVD, and like had to test it all. And yeah, it was real.
But now in Canada, they have the same kind of sense of humor that they would react to you in the same way you would get in the States, or was it different? Or you have to talk differently?
Canada is some of the best audiences. I mean, they get comedy. We've stolen so many great comedians from Canada. They truly understand. With like Second City and SCTV and all that.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's
they
right.
They totally get. I
Canada.
love playing in Canada.
I didn't think about Canada being that hot to go play to because it seemed like they're so subdued to me.
Yeah,
but you think about all the people that have come to SNL and all that. So
they're subdued, but they're very polite too. And so the laughs are not these big long, guffaws,
right?
But they appreciate comedy. So you'll do a show and you'll be like, oh, that was a pretty good show, and then you get off the stage and then they buy everything and they're just falling all over you and be like, that was so great, And so they're very appreciative of people that bring good sets.
But do you find because you're going into churches, they're more obligated, or they to laugh, or because they don't hear a lot of funny things from the stage from preachers?
I can tell you many stories of people that did not feel obligated to laugh at all. Like, in fact, almost didn't want to give up their laughter. There's
it's saving it.
Yeah, and in churches, I don't have to do this now because I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been doing this for 20 years, by the way.
20
Isn't that
years?
crazy?
Man, I was still old.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
they wouldn't card me. So 20 years you've been doing this, so you've got a real
and so now
spans.
Most people know me when I come in, or at least if I heard of me or seen clips on YouTube and stuff. But the early days, I would come to churches and there was and there wasn't a lot of Christian comedy out there.
Right.
And so the first 20 minutes is people sitting with their arms folded going, is he going to offend me? Is he going to say something, over the line? Is he going to push the envelope? And then they would start relaxing. So the first 20 minutes, I never even worked in my first 20 minutes of my set because it was always just like fluff to try to get everybody to calm down and realize like, this is going to be good. Mm-hmm. And then
you have to do a lot of self-effacing because that's how people.
Yeah. I had to come out and I had to, immediately I had bits about me being a Christian, about me growing up as, a Christian kid. All these bits that were strategically placed to make people be like, okay, well, he's one of us, so maybe we can just calm down and laugh. Mm-hmm. Now it's not like that. Now there's so many Christian comedians out there, and people, chances are they've probably been to a show, probably been to one of my shows before, and so now they kind of know where I'm coming from. So now I can come out guns a-blazing.
Now, have you ever fronted for, like, musical groups that are Christian groups and that kind of thing, like Pentatonics or anything like that?
Like what?
Like Pentatonics? You don't know who Pentatonics is?
No.
Oh, my word. Oh,
I'm in the business.
They're like the most popular, a cappella group.
Oh, okay.
And they're wildly popular with, the kids. All the kids know about it. And you talk to like 10 to 12-year-olds, they're going to be in concert here on the 22nd of November.
Oh, okay.
And it's like sold out. They will increase their performances times because they've got so many people coming. It's just amazing.
I gotta
I'm
look
just
them
so
up.
excited.
No, I grew up with acapella and then AVB. AVB was and I did shows with both of them. You know, I have done many. In fact, one of my worst shows was with AVB, and it was at a church in McMinnville, Tennessee. And when I got there, and it was a Church of Christ, and I'm Church of Christ for the listeners, so I grew up knowing the speak, and
and harmony.
Yeah, and the youth leader came in, and he told me, he goes, "Hey, I'm brand new here, and these kids have been taught that the church is no place for laughter. They're not used to having fun at church." He said, "So you're going to bomb tonight. I just want you to know that I'm okay with it because I'm just trying to break the mold of church is a fun place." And sure enough, I got up. First of all, he didn't have a handheld mic. He had a lapel, and I've never owned a lapel in my life. And so, and the clip wouldn't hold on to my shirt. So I had to hold the lapel mic like it was a tiny microphone.
Oh my!
Like I was holding tweezers, and so I had to use that as my microphone
and not move it around.
And not move it, because I had to, And this is before I started using a Countryman, like a headset mic. So I wasn't even used to having my hand. Like I didn't know what to do, and so I got up. I was supposed to do a 50-minute set or maybe an hour, and I had right at an hour of material. Because I was just starting out, and so. But it had to be an hour of response of the people laughing and stuff like that. I did my whole set, and I looked down, and it was like 38 minutes.
Oh,
and I just was panicking.
no.
And, I mean, they weren't laughing. They were just sitting there. And so I go, because I share my testimony at my shows and stuff, and I go, and I'd been talking about Romans 12. And I was like, well, I talked about Romans 12. Let's read Romans 12. Because I was just trying to stop. And so I get my Bible out, and I set it on the stool. And I am so flop sweating and so nervous that I can't find Romans. Matthew, Mark, Luke,
right.
John, Acts 11, Romans. It's the best part of the song. And I could not think of. So I'm flipping around trying to find Romans. And sweat is dripping down on my Bible. Like that's how bad it was. And I'm still holding my little tiny mic, so I feel like a giant. And to pause, to stall, I go, but first let's pray. And so then I start praying, and the kids are just just sitting there like total quiet. And I'm praying while I'm flipping around trying to find Romans. And you can hear the pages turning in my prayer. And I'm actually I'm sitting there, and I realize I'm rambling at this point. I'm praying for my grocery list and anything that. And then I finally just realized this is ridiculous. So I stop and I go, amen. And I go, you know what? You guys know the Bible probably better than me. You know what Romans says. And I just gave up. I was like, but right now we've got an amazing, it was AVB. And I looked over the side of the stage, and they were just wide-eyed like, oh my gosh, this is going to be horrible. And so I go, now you guys put your hands together, make a huge amount of noise, AVB. And there was and the AVB came out and they bombed. It was just, oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Man.
But the best part of the story was the guy booked me the next year. I came back in. They were hitting wiffle balls up. They had a little balcony in their little church. They were hitting wiffle balls up in there, having home run derby. The kids were all having a blast and laughing. And I mean, he really turned that youth group around and made the church a joyful place to be, which is, that should be the most place that people have fun. And so it was kind of cool to go back and see. But man, it was, I just remember that was horrible.
I love that story. I'm sure that's your fans need to hear that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's why you are the person you are today. We're going to be back in just a couple of more minutes. But Bob, I want you to talk about dating. At, 40-ish. If you just date, what that's like. And I love the relationship stuff. This is so much fun. We're talking to Bob Smiley, internationally known, famous, popular Christian comedian. And we'll be back. Don't go away. The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Hello, Montgomery County. I'm Rachel Baldwin with Special Olympics Texas, Area 6. Are you a fan of courage? Are you a fan of determination? Are you a fan of acceptance, grace, and skill? Then you're already a fan of Special Olympics. Make it official. Volunteer, coach, and or compete and be a fan of dignity and acceptance. The dedication of our Special Olympics Texas volunteers provides mainstreaming experiences for athletes with intellectual disabilities. You will touch the heart of another person, and it will move you in a meaningful way that lifts the spirit. Please visit the Heart of East Texas Area 6 webpage at www.sotx.org. Also, like us on Facebook to be a fan and be part of Special Olympics Texas.
Have you set a goal to get a new job or get promoted? Have you ever been frustrated with resumes or job interviews? If you want to ace a job search and make more money, or just love what you do for a living, tune into Your Career with Todd Bermont, Fridays at 2 o'clock. Each week, noted author and creator of the Careers College, Todd Bermont shares tips, news, interviews, and secrets you can use to further your career. Tune in Fridays at 2 o'clock p.m. on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and IRLoneStar.com.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. Through our Operation School Bell program, we have provided new clothes to over 50,000 students in our county. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe, or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Yeah, you better recognize, that's right. Serving Montgomery County, 104.5 and 106.1 FM, Conroe's FM in Montgomery County's community radio. Yeah, here we are just on FM, and I've tried not to let it change me too much, Bob, because, this is a big deal for us. We're going to be on FM. We're going to be on Suddenlink in about a week, so they can watch us on TV as well. I'll have to start wearing, stop wearing my pajamas at work and makeup. And so, but it's going to be on Suddenlink. And then we've got the iPod things, the podcast going on the YouTube and...
On the YouTube?
On the YouTube, no, I didn't say that.
Is that on the
YouTube,
interweb?
Shut up. On YouTube and on SoundCloud and anywhere else. We're just like everywhere that if you miss this, you always can find it again. And Bob Smiley's show today that we're on, he'll be up within 48 hours of, I didn't say a month, did I? Okay, no, it'll be real soon. It'll be up. And it'll be on my Facebook, The Cindy Cochran Show, Cochran, for those that don't know how to spell Cochran.
I love how you'll put in like a side slam that nobody knows. But yeah, I was going to tweet about it this morning, and I didn't know how to spell her last name. And I was trying to look. You have a big banner out here, and I was trying to look, but I was like, I can't read backwards. Like, I never wished to have dyslexia, but it would have been great help this morning.
Right now, this minute. Well, I teased with Bob's going to talk about his dating. Bob was recently divorced, and it had a big impact on his life. And he shared it. He was he went on Tim's show,
Tim Hawkins' podcast.
Yeah,
I went on Darren Streblo's comedy show, which is syndicated everywhere, and talked about it for like 3 weeks straight about how to get through devastating stuff like that, and
that was all off-Broadway stuff. And then you came on my show and talked.
And then
about it.
That's the funny thing. Like, I think we talked about this last time, but I thought, well, when Tim's podcast hit and then Darren's hit, I thought, okay, well, it's everywhere. And then I posted a picture of me holding Bed Bath & Beyond coupons and made a joke about how women are hitting on me. And I got more feedback from that on Facebook than I did from these nationally syndicated people. Like, what? You're not, and even the other day you had Brianna in,
right?
And
right.
She posted something on Facebook about dating, about being asked for inappropriate pictures, which sadly enough, I'm finding out happens all the time. And she said, we need to, you need to stop that. And so she put a picture of just a solid black picture. And she was like, when people ask for that, I say, here's me in the dark. And I thought, and so I've been sending, because I get that too, like people, which is crazy. But So I send a picture of the famous
No, wait,
picture.
they're asking
Yes.
for nude
Can
photos.
we
of
talk
you?
about this on there? Yeah.
Of course we can. This is
It's
Cindy
a
Cochran
huge
show.
deal. Like when you go on dating sites,
Yeah.
their profiles, a lot of people, a lot of women, I don't know, I haven't looked at the guys, but the women have said, please don't ask me for nude photos. Like it's a huge problem. And so I send the famous picture of Bigfoot walking through the forest where he's
Right.
turning and looking and he's all hairy. And that's what I send when people ask for that. I was like, here I am
There you go.
in
That's-
Colorado. And so I put that.
Uh-huh.
Even this was like, I don't know, a month ago. Somebody from my church who will remain nameless immediately was like, why are you on a dating site? And I was
Why
like, have you
did
not
you
kept up with me? And she immediately blocked me because evidently I'm a sinner for signing the papers.
Yeah, but what was she doing looking at it? I mean,
She was
if
looking
you-
on Brianna's Facebook.
Oh, it was on.
Yeah, so I put that
Yeah,
on
you
there.
gotta
and-
be careful.
Yeah, and
That's
so
right.
but even then, like people at my church still
Uh-huh.
don't know that
that you're
that
divorced.
she left. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's still every single day. It's like, okay, do you know? Like even last night at church, I saw a guy I haven't seen forever in class. We were sitting together. By the way, can we talk about how cell phones going off in class? That used to be a kid problem. How many elderly people's phones went off?
They did, and it wasn't mine. I was so
And they
happy
couldn't
wasn't
turn it
mine.
off.
No, I was so happy it wasn't mine because usually that's what happens.
Yeah.
But they were going off, and the ringtones some people have. Wow.
Are long ringtones.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the
they
Star
need to
Spangled
check
Banner
that.
is nice, but I don't want to hear it every time somebody texts me.
No, I mean it shows how cool you are and uncool you are. That like what your ringtone is. So
Yeah.
you could tell we were in an older class.
But I thought it was funny that it was the elderly people that were disrupting with their iPhones.
I love it. And see, and tell everybody when I'm in class, I don't ask very many questions, do I?
You
I don't
answer them
comment.
all. You don't ask any
because-
questions because you know everything, but like you.
I'm so glad you understand that.
I love
you know,
Xander. And we were talking about our classes, and Xander. I guess I can say this, but Xander was like, "Who else besides Cindy was teaching?" I was like, "Well, she's not technically a teacher, but she does respond quite a bit."
Well, but see, all my life, I mean, from growing up in the church, I would go in classes, and the teachers would go like, they put their head in their hand, and go like, "Oh my word, Cindy, you really don't have to comment on everything I say. You don't have to." And I said, "You sure? You sure you don't need me to?" And then some teachers would say, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. That means they don't have to talk as much." And so you never know what you're going to get. But
Yeah.
but, it
But you're
seems
there
like,
to provide the ladder, no matter what.
no matter what. But it just seems like sometimes they're hanging out there, and you gotta say save their face.
Yeah, you gotta
because
jump
the
in.
teachers just are getting crickets and so. Anyway, okay, we've digressed. I want
Sorry.
to get back to. So now a lot of people there don't know that. And why haven't you made up pamphlets and stuff that you could hand out?
Here, what are you talking about? For dating?
No, when people come up and say, "Well, how's so and so, and what's going?" And now you've got to tell the story
yeah,
again.
Yeah, divorced. Yeah, I should have a little a little pamphlet
Explain
of
the
like
story.
in early November, I came home and
It all started at 5 No, okay, so it was horrible. It was devastating.
I had my own AMC show, like Breaking Bob. I shaved my head and got a mustache and friend Jesse. And I hope nobody gets that reference because that means they're a sinner. They should not watch that show.
Should
yeah.
not watch that show. But you got through it.
Mm-hmm.
And see, and being a performer, you already had women after you. And you had to keep that at bay. And so now it's like everything is legally says, okay, now you can date. And the women start finding out. And how they found out about it, it's an instinct.
Yeah,
It's an instinct. They knew.
Women, because I always talked about how amazing my wife was and how happy I was married and all that. So women would kind of hit on me a little bit after the show, I think just testing the waters to see. But then they would find out immediately that I was just not interested at all. And so it wasn't really a struggle. Like it never was like a temptation or anything. Now I'm talking about the divorce. I'm talking about, dating and even
You're throwing red meat to the
I
left.
am.
Oh, my
and
word.
I cannot get to my hotel room fast enough. Like after the show, I'm not like an amazing, good-looking dude or a cat. People see people on stage and they think they have some kind of mystique about them and they want to be a part of that, or they have some power that we don't have. We don't. We're just. This is my job. I tell a joke. And that's
every
it.
woman out there say, "He was looking at me."
Yeah. Because you have to connect to the audience. I just happen to connect with, thin blonde women a little quicker. And but even I was in New York this weekend and I was talking about dating and because a friend of mine the same friend that gave me horrible advice at the beginning, because he was like, you just need to go out and date a bunch of hot women. Just date a bunch of hot. And I was like, yeah. Where do they keep those? And he couldn't answer my question. I was like, are they at Sam's? I have a club, card. But I'd have to get a pallet of them because, they sell in bulk. And,
That's true.
So,
you have to work your way through 'em.
But he gave me that advice. And then he got me to sign up on Plenty of Fish, which I found out has a lot of bottom feeders. And so
you signed up for it?
I did.
Okay, what do you do? Tell
I'm
me what
actually
you
on
do.
4 dating sites, not because I'm lonely and looking for a date, because the material, it's better than Netflix. Like it is, you know how you watch reality shows to watch train wrecks?
Right.
It's all on one website.
It's all.
Go to plentyoffish.com. You'll never be bored again.
And so the fish part of it is indicating that it's Christian
nope,
women.
not at all. Not
I thought
at
that's
all.
what it was.
No, I did too whenever I first okayed for me to be signed up on it.
Yeah.
The fish has nothing to do with Christianity, and there are people on there making sure that nobody thinks that it's Christian. Although that's what I talked about on stage in New York.
Yeah.
And this is I'm using jokes to make a serious point, because I'm realizing the problem of women that don't have any self-esteem, or they feel like they're going to use their body to snag somebody. I was not prepared. I thought living a pure life, after, when I started dating, I was like, it'd be no problem, like living a pure Christian life, because I'm not going to advance myself on anybody. I'm not going to try anything. I have my moral code. I was not prepared to be attacked by, I thought it was all the guys, move to try to pressure a girl into not so in the 40s. No, it is, you have to be on your guard. And so
because the women are so aggressive.
Aggressive. And so I wasn't prepared for that. And so now I'm talking about on stage, I talk about Plenty of Fish, and I was like, can you have your profile video or photo actually match what you're saying? Because I'm trying to guard my eyes and heart, as a Christian man. I don't want to read, a girl would be on a video or a photo in a bikini slamming a beer going, I just want to find a good Christian man who'll treat me like the... And on stage, I actually acted out like real kind of
I'm sure.
harlot. And I even turn around and I twerk. I go, and take me to church.
No,
and
you
while
do
I'm
not.
twerking,
No, you...
which is so funny because the butt fairy never visited me when I was a kid. So it looks like somebody's just shaking a toothpick up there.
I was wondering. I'm trying to get that visual image. Oh, man.
So I twerk. Actually, one lady came up after the show in Pennsylvania, and she was like, were you trying to twerk on stage? And I was like, yeah, could you not tell? And she was like, you probably need to pad up before you... so now I've got to bring props so I can get my twerk joke done. But no, I did
That is so funny.
This sounds like a joke, but it's actually true. I took a lady out, and I was like, where do you want to go out to eat? And she goes, I don't care. And so what I tweeted and what I tell on stage now is, ladies, don't say you don't care where you go to eat. And then 30 minutes later complain, I don't like this Chuck E. Cheese. Which gets a huge, big laugh. But it actually is based on a true deal, because I thought it would be fun to go.
And the women that you're dating, I'm lactose intolerant.
Yeah,
and
gluten-free. And it's just you have to deal with all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so, but in New York, these 2 ladies approached me after the show, and one of them, you could tell, was the wingman and was like, hey, she'll go to Chuck E. Cheese with you. And I was like, what? And the other lady was kind of embarrassed, but not stopping her friend. And her friend kept going, yeah, she'll go out with you. She's 40. She's single. She's a really nice person. And she was attractive. She was a good Christian. I've since talked to her a lot on Facebook, and she really is a solid Christian girl, but she lives in New York. So, I mean, obviously... Yeah. I was like, I'm not driving all the way up there for Chuck E. Cheese.
No.
But yeah, so you get approached. I get approached way more after shows now because I'm talking about dating, because I'm talking.
Right.
And I just don't, I don't want to date a fan. I don't want to date, I don't mind if they're a fan of I want to appreciate what I do, but I don't want to date like somebody that is more interested in the comedian part than the Christian or the, Bob Smiley part.
Well, and your audiences are certainly diverse in their age, because you've got a lot of young people and older people. So with the younger women that you've always thought, wow, if I could date a younger woman, that would be great. But when you date a younger woman, do you find it's kind of difficult to, make a connection? Because you've got a very young spirit, though.
I do.
I mean,
yeah.
I think you
I
can
hadn't
date
been a problem. I don't date young women anyway.
When I say young, I'm talking about maybe
39 is the youngest I've ever dated. And I mean, I'm
really,
I've never not been interested. And I've only been dating for a year.
Yeah.
Like I've been divorced. I don't know how long, but a
okay.
long
But
time.
older women that are single, that are recently divorced or whatever, and do you find they're pretty clingy, or they want to?
They want to
hurry up and
lock
get
you
married?
down quick.
Yeah.
Like, here's what I found. They're all standoffish until the first date. And I don't know if it's, again, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I'm successful. I have a job. I have all my teeth. I have hair. I'm thin. Like, I'm in shape.
Right.
I'm finding out I'm a commodity in the 40s. Like, not all men have, like, achieved that. In fact, one of the questions
and a sense of humor.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Since so I'm good on a first date. Like, I like to go out on a first date. Even if somebody I realize I'm not interested in immediately, I just love gathering stories and hearing about people. And I actually listen, which evidently men don't do. And
Right.
I have a car, which was one of the questions on Plenty of Fish was, do you have a car? And I thought,
Oh, that's
who doesn't
sad.
have a car? Well, now that I've talked to women that have dated, like, that's a big deal. Like, to have a car and have a job.
Or an Uber account.
Yeah, an Uber, some way to get around. But and then after the first date, they'll be all standoffish until the first date, and then I guess because I'm funny or because whatever, then it becomes. Last night I got a text from you're terrible at texting. You're not texting me a lot, and I'm like, I texted you like 10 times today. Like what? I have a job. I have other things that Netflix is not going to watch itself.
No, that's right.
And so, you have to. The texting part, by the way, I found out is very, because I used to text my wife all the time, just like,
Right.
especially if I was on the road, see something that I thought she would think was cool. So I was real interactive. So I'm a big texter. Evidently not according to this one girl, but I dated this girl Tina one time. I went out with her one time, and then Trent was reading Lord of the Rings, my middle son. And so we were talking about the ring and talking about all the symbolism and talking about all this kind of stuff. And I accidentally texted Tina, who looks like Trent on my tiny font text.
Yeah.
The names look the same. And I texted her, "Good morning, I love you." I wrote, I can't wait to, I think, Christmas vacation or something about vacation.
Oh, no.
And then I was like, by the way, when I get home, I have something I want to ask you about the ring. And I was like, oh, no. So
That's
now,
a perfect. What a great
now
story.
I have to be, it was a great story, but it was very uncomfortable. I earned that bit on stage. Like, I earned it. Yeah.
That's so great. We're going to have to take another break. We will be back with Bob Smiley. And you guys, if you have any questions you'd like to ask, please go to, we got one more segment, The Cindy Cochran Show, my Facebook, go to messages and ask the questions or make the comment. And we will be right back. Please don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Lone Star Boxer Rescue is a nonprofit organization serving Montgomery County and surrounding areas, dedicated to the health and well-being of the boxer breed. Lone Star Boxer Rescue is run and managed 100% by volunteers since 1999. Our main objective is to rescue, rehabilitate, and rehome boxers that come to us from many sources, including local animal shelters, owner surrenders, and strays. For more information about Lone Star Boxer Rescue, visit our website at lsbr.org.
Hi, it's me, Cece Holmes. I'd like to take this time to invite you to spend your Sunday evenings with me, and of course Sunday Evening Jazz, where you will hear the best in smooth jazz, traditional jazz, and indeed so much more. That's Sunday Evening Jazz every Sunday from 5 until 7 p.m. right here on Lone Star Radio, Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM.
Cole Porter's inspired classic Anything Goes is approaching fast with CYT Houston. The age-old tale of boy meets girl with all the hilarious complications that come with it is hitting the stage from November 10th through November 12th at the Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. To purchase Passage online, just visit cythouston.org, or you can purchase tickets at the box office. Don't miss the tapping, the dancing, and the singing with Anything Goes by CYT Houston this November at the Crichton Theater. Again, visit them online at cythouston.org for more information.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'm really appreciative, especially for my guest, Bob Smiley. But Bob, you're not finished yet. I've got to get some more personal information. So right now, are you dating someone exclusively?
No.
Okay, I didn't even finish the sentence.
For your listeners out there.
And my number is.
Yeah.
So you can go to bobsmiley.com and message him because he's a misogynist.
I'm a what?
The misogynist.
Misogynist?
You know how they've been throwing that
yeah.
name around. So
the Trump thing is just so so glad. It was funny because one of my friends is a comedian. She had a really funny post that she was going to put on after the election. And she's very pro-Trump. And she texted it to me. She was like, I can't post this because I know people for Hillary are going to, they'd probably shoot me. And I was like, no, they're all against guns. You're safe. You do it now. But they put a map up of all the places that, Trump like got votes and stuff. And I realized like, he has better coverage than Verizon. Like it's a better map.
It looks just like
the
Verizon.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then a friend sent me that like I had that thought, and then a friend sent me the comparison of Verizon and Trump. I was like, okay, other people are catching
you
on.
Guys, your friends are so right there with it.
Yeah.
So and we didn't even get to politics, but your relationship's so much more fun. So you're not dating anyone exclusively right now. And
I'm not dating. Well, okay, yeah, I shouldn't say that.
You better watch what you say. And those people that are listening, are you still periscoping?
I'm periscoping some. I'm doing Facebook Live way more because it's more interactive, and I've got like 35,000 people following me on Facebook, and I've only got 20,000 on Twitter.
So you just sit at home and stream.
You do it on your phone.
You can do it on the phone as well.
It's exactly like Periscope.
Yeah, that's right. This kid was in here, and his parents. I was talking to them, and he's doing the whole thing. I said, oh, "Man, you've got a lot of gigs to be able to do it." He goes, "No, this is just stream." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I know about that. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Thanks. Good for it." But so you can do that through Facebook. But I remember you brought us Periscope. I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah, it just came out.
Around. Yeah, you walk around. So there's so much more you can do. So you stay in touch with all your fans from everywhere, and you say it would be too long of a relationship to New York or anything like that. But what if you met that one? Are you think you're going to know it when it happens? You're going to go like, this has got to be the girl. This has got to be her.
I don't know, maybe. I haven't met this girl, but she heard a clip or something. I don't know how, but she contacted me, and she lives in New York. And she actually like messaged me as I was getting on the plane to fly. I was actually getting on the plane in St. Louis because I was on the tour with Tim. And so they dropped me off, and I got this message, and and she was like, "Were you just in New York?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so we just hit up a conversation, and she was like, "Hey, I like your comedy and stuff." And so we've been talking back and forth for all this week. And she is one of those girls that I was like, this girl's really cool. And it's such an easy banter back and forth.
Right.
And I haven't met her at all. But yeah, so there may be.
Now, how old is she?
You know what? I don't even know. She's definitely in her 40s.
She is? Okay.
Yeah.
So she gets things that you say or that you remember, and things that,
I talked about what did I talk about the other day that she knew exactly what I was talking about? Something like maybe a pager or something, that it was, I was like, oh, maybe I should explain. And it was like, no, she got it. So, I don't know. I mean, I may meet somebody out of state and it'll be great, but the problem is when I'm home, I'm a dad. Like my kids come away, and I've actually lost, not girlfriends, but people will like stop talking to me because they were like, you seem to be too involved with your kids. So you're not, I don't think you have time. And they weren't saying it's a bad thing. Well, they weren't saying it's a bad thing. It's just like they don't have enough time. I'm not giving them enough attention because my kids come first.
Well, I can attest to that, that your children are, so important to you. On Wednesday night church, they play basketball and they do all kinds of stuff. And Bob's right there with them at all times. And he's always been, you're such a kid yourself.
Yeah.
And so if you ever grow up, I don't know what they're going to do.
We'll be broke, so we'll still be together.
It's great. But I wish you all the best, and praying that you find that person and that person is worthy of you.
You almost made it through without laughing. That was really good.
Anyway, Bob Smiley is my guest in this.
Hey, can I plug one thing really quick?
Please,
January
please.
10th, I'm filming my next DVD in Chico, California. So all you listeners out in California, Chris, January 10th, Chico, California, and then December 7th, I'm in Kentucky Christian, and December 7th. So people need to come out to that show too.
Cool. So, all right. So go to bobsmiley.com, get all that info as well. Thank you guys for listening. We'll be back tomorrow, and we got to talk about movies, entertainment, and all the fun things you're going to be able to do this weekend. So be back. You're listening to The Cindy Cochran Show, Real Reality Radio.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schisler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schisler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.